This is an ABC 17 Storm Track winter weather alert. Snow is moving into the area, will continue overnight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joey Parker.
And I'm Jillian Fertig. We have team coverage tonight in both Columbia and Jefferson City. We're keeping an eye on those road conditions, and our ABC 17 Storm Track weather team is tracking this winter storm. And
we start with ABC 17 Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Sharon Ray, who's watching the changes on radar.
And boy, that snow has been coming down at a good clip here in Columbia and many parts of mid-Missouri. That is a live look in Columbia, where we've had some moderate snow for the past hour. Temperature at 14 degrees, and the snow continues to increase all across mid-Missouri tonight. Here's a look at ABC 17 Storm Track Doppler radar, and what you'll notice from this are these bright white streaks through here. That's where we're seeing the moderate snow. And notice how the pockets are picking up south of Interstate 70 as well. Now, all day we have been tracking this band, which was sitting in northern Missouri. It's been pushing to the south, and at the same time we have snow developing from the west and increasing as it's pulling to the east. So it's filling in mid-Missouri. Latest report from Jefferson City, our storm tracker Jeremy Starkey says he's seen a little sleet and freezing rain at 9:30, but that's quickly changing over to snow, and that'll be the case south of Interstate 70. If you're getting sleet or freezing rain mixed in, it'll quickly change to all snow and become moderate at times. So right now in Columbia, we are already up to 2 inches of snow on the ground, and it continues to come down out there. We have some snow all the way through Boonville, up to 3 inches has fallen, and to the south it has spread into California. Storm tracker Judy Bollinger says she's got snow coming down at this time, started at 9:30, and now spreading into Osage County. Get ready for that snow. In Lynn, you'll probably see a little sleet before it actually turns over to snow. In Lynn, Freeburg, and Vienna, it's getting close, and at the Lake of the Ozarks, you can see how it's increasing across the area. So the bottom line is we are going to see this snow overnight, continuing to be steady in all of mid-Missouri, and then tapering off in the morning. Let me show you the timing of all this. Here's Future Track tonight at 10. Here's that band that's increasing now. You can see across Jefferson City. Here is the activity just to the north. Watch as I put this into motion. You can see how the snow continues, but the light blue areas are lighter snow. The darker blue is the heavier snow, and you can see here how we have it tapering off a little to the north. It does have pockets of moderate still, but notice to the south it really picks up with that band of steady moderate snow all the way into the overnight hours, pushing to the south. Now, as you head out the door in the morning, if you live north of Interstate 70 and west, you're likely to have dry conditions, although the roads will be snow-packed. Farther to the south, however, still some light snow coming down. This is 7 o'clock in the morning, but that quickly ends by mid to late morning in our southern counties, and we end up dry by lunchtime tomorrow as temperatures stay in those 20s tomorrow. So just plan on a very slow morning commute. We are looking at a lot of snow-covered roads and, of course, those very slick conditions here in the morning. Here's Snow Tracker, what we're expecting from this, anywhere from 1 to 2 north. However, Moberly southward up to 4, possibly 5 inches. Moberly's already up to 4, so probably squeak out 5 inches of snow from this. 4 to 6 from just north of Interstate 70 through Jefferson City, and 6 to 8 farther south and southeast, where you may see some local totals of near 8 inches near Interstate 44. We are going to be here through the night. Our team of meteorologists are here. We'll be updating you on our live weather updates. Click on the tab under the weather tab on our webpage, ABC17news.com. Also, Facebook, you can check that out. We'll continue to put updates there, and follow us on Twitter. We'll continue to have the latest on the weather conditions. Plus, we have road conditions and school closings on our website. Here's the ABC 17 Storm Track 7-day forecast. Snow ends in the morning, and then we end up with dry and cold weather tomorrow into Tuesday. There's a slight chance of a little bit of snow Tuesday in the first half of the day, but it does not look like it's going to accumulate. And then as we head into Wednesday, yep, it gets cold again as we dip into the teens.
All right, thanks a lot, Sharon. We continue our Winter Storm 2015 coverage in Columbia and Jefferson City tonight.
ABC 17 Storm Track meteorologist Jessica Quick has a look at current road conditions in Columbia. She's live near I-70. Jessica.
That's right, Joey. I'm out here on Providence Road, just over I-70. You can see the roads are pretty covered right now. Traffic is still going, but I just checked the MoDOT website. I-70 from St. Louis to Kansas City is completely covered, and Highway 63 from Kirksville to Jefferson City is completely snow covered. So you want to stay inside if you can tonight. The snow has gotten a little more light. It's still pretty steady falling down, but it's a little more light than we saw about an hour ago. And I just checked, we do have about 2.5 inches of snow here so far in Columbia. We just checked, and that's about half an inch more than we had about 30 minutes ago. So it's still steadily falling, and as Sharon said, it'll continue throughout the rest of the night. We're still going to have some visibility issues as the snow continues falling down, but luckily for us tonight our winds are somewhat light, so that's going to reduce some of the blowing and drifting that we typically see with more heavier and more gusty winds that we do see with some of these storms. And you'll want to check in with meteorologist Brittany Beggs when you wake up in the morning on ABC 17 News this morning. She'll have a track of where the snow is starting at 5 o'clock, and she'll take you through that through the morning. And as always, you can check our website, abc17news.com. We're going to be updating that throughout the night. We'll be here letting you know what you can expect as you head on the roads, and stay inside if you can. Reporting live in Columbia, Jessica Quick, ABC 17 News.
Jessica, thank you. The winter weather, of course, bringing along those slick roads like she was talking about.
And we're checking in with road crews in both Columbia and Jefferson City to see how they've been prepping those roads and what their plans are for overnight and into the morning. ABC 17's Lucas Geisler is live on Broadway and Old 63 in Columbia. Lucas, those crews have been out there since 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, Jillian and Joey, right now they have been coming through this town, at least in the afternoon. Lots of those trucks, more than 30 of them, coming and putting salt down on the roads, now well buried underneath some snow. Now that we've reached 2 inches of snow as well here in Columbia, the Public Works Department says that they will start their priority routes, start treating those first and second priority routes. So anyone parked on those is subject to a $100 ticket. On Friday, we spoke to Public Works spokesman Steve Sapp, who explained what exactly made a street a priority route and why it was important not to park on them.
Those are your major streets that lead into subdivisions, employment centers, schools. So, for example, on the north side of town, Blue Ridge, Derby Ridge, Garth Avenue, those are some good examples on the north side. We want our customers to go ahead and move the cars, because when they do, we can get those priority routes done much faster. If we have 4 inches or more snow after that, we can get into the residential areas much quicker.
Earlier today, MoDOT crews in the Central District loaded up their trucks to head on out, 27 trucks to be exact. Right now, though, from the Central District, the supervisor, Richard Skeeter, said that he brought in extra people from their northern maintenance facility to come down into Columbia to help out some of the areas around there, as well as some of the areas up north. And for MoDOT, they pull people from several different areas of the department to come and help with plowing and shoveling roads. In fact, one person with the aviation department is the one loading up those trucks with salt earlier today. And he'll get back there starting at 6:30 tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Columbia, Lucas Geisler, ABC 17 News.
Lucas, thank you. Get out of the snow and find some warmth.
And the crews in Jefferson City, they're not pre-treating those roads just yet.
As cold as these temperatures are, if we put any salt on it, it's going to melt a little bit, and then it's going to freeze back, and we have a sheet ice. So we probably won't treat till tomorrow morning. We're confident that we can deal with it, whatever comes, but everybody needs to recognize that when it is still snowing, it's going to be some hazardous conditions out there. So if you don't need to go out, just wait and give us a little time.
And, of course, as the snow moves through, there are 23 crews out clearing the roadways in Jefferson City, we're told. They're monitoring weather conditions and have crews ready for emergencies before a majority of the snow hits.
And road crews say they typically get roads clear within 3 hours after that snowfall ending. They say tomorrow, though, with the holiday, they may be able to get it done sooner, as not as many people will be on that morning commute. And we'll, of course, continue our ABC 17 Storm Track winter weather coverage starting tomorrow morning at 5 on ABC 17 News this morning. Our Storm Track team will continue to track that storm as it moves through our area, and our crews will be live with updates on road conditions for your commute.
A man is dead after being shot near his home in Jefferson City. It happened around 1 o'clock this afternoon in the 1100 block of East High Street.
ABC 17's Ashley Strohmeyer spoke with police today. She joins us now in our Jefferson City newsroom with the details. Ashley.
Jillian, neighbors I spoke to who live directly across the street from the victim say they didn't hear or see anything. One man who says he knew the victim said he was a quiet man who kept to himself. When Jefferson City police got to the 1100 block of East High, they found a 53-year-old man unconscious. The victim lived in an apartment complex, and after he was shot, he was able to get to a neighbor's house to call police. The man was taken to the hospital but died shortly after getting there. One man who lives across the street from the victim says he was in his home at the time of the shooting, but he didn't hear anything. He says he had been cordial with the victim but didn't know much about him because the victim, who the neighbor calls Johnny, kept to himself. Police are talking to people the victim was associated with to find out more about the homicide. Police tell me there are no suspects or suspects' descriptions right now. They do, however, say whoever's responsible for this homicide is to be considered armed and dangerous. Live in the Jefferson City newsroom, Ashley Strohmeyer, ABC 17 News.
All right, thanks a lot, Ashley. Now, anyone with information regarding that homicide, you're asked to call Jefferson City Police, or you can call Crime Stoppers at 659-TIPS to remain anonymous. Well, tomorrow's President's Day, which means most state offices will be closed with the exception of emergency services. Most banks and financial institutions will be closed, and there will be no regular mail delivery. County offices, including courts, will also be closed, but Columbia and Jefferson City offices will be open.
The Columbia City Council is set to vote on 2 bills related to the Uber transportation service tomorrow night. The first bill would amend the code to add a new article related to services like Uber. The second would amend the city code to regulate taxi cab businesses and taxi stand hours. Under the proposals, operators would have to apply for and pay a permit fee. It would also require a thorough background check. The city says Uber opposes the proposed ordinance. And the Jefferson City Council will not be meeting tomorrow. Instead, their meeting is set for Tuesday.
Up next on ABC 17 News at 10, where the news comes first.
Time is ticking toward the deadline to apply for the Affordable Care Act. We'll tell you what you need to know if you need coverage.
Plus, a new video released by ISIS supporters apparently shows Christian hostages being beheaded. Those disturbing details still to come.
In a public health alert tonight, it's the last night to enroll for 2015 coverage under the Affordable Care Act.
And that deadline is at midnight tonight. Now, the application doesn't have to be finished at midnight, but it does have to be started in order to ensure that coverage. Now, some states are allowing those who have been working on an application for a few days to have extra days to decide on a plan. Those who don't have health insurance will face financial penalties. The Federal Aviation Administration is set to release long-awaited rules governing the use of commercial drones. An administrator says the FAA plans to outline the rules in more detail later, but right now all commercial remote-controlled aircraft are banned except in some rare cases. Drones have been a serious problem in recent years because of several close calls with commercial passenger airplanes.
A new video released by militants in Libya claiming loyalty to the Islamic State terror group apparently shows the mass beheading of Christian hostages. The video appeared on the Twitter feed of a website that supports Islamic State. It appears to show militants dressed in black marching captives to a beach. The prisoners were then forced down to their knees and beheaded. The Islamic militant group controls about a third of Syria and Iraq and is in a self-declared caliphate. Police in Denmark say they've killed the suspected gunman in 2 terror attacks over the weekend. The attacks launched a massive manhunt for the suspect caught on surveillance camera hours before the second attack, carrying a machine gun. Now they say he was 22 years old, had a violent criminal history and record, and police believe he may have been inspired by the Charlie Hebdo massacre in Paris.
Coming up, we'll take another look at live storm track Doppler radar showing that snow as it continues to spread into our southeast counties now. I'll have an updated look at how much snow has fallen so far and look at what you can expect as you head out the door in the morning. Next.
Lots of snowfall out there and another cold morning tomorrow as well.
The biggest snow of the season so far. We had to wait until February.
Can you believe it?
I know, mid-February. And so those of you that are in the Let It Snow contest, there's a good chance tomorrow will be the day we'll hit that 5 inches. But you never know. It's not over yet. Snow totals as of right now. Columbia is up to 2 inches, and that puts us at 4.8. So for the season so far. So that we just need a little bit more, and we'll hit that 5 inches. Moberly at 4 inches. I'd like to thank all my storm trackers for letting us know the totals and what's coming down out there. They've been very helpful with our forecasting and reporting this evening. Moberly's at 4, Boonville at 3. 2 reports there from Bob Bosma and Kristen Finders. Near Voss, Buck Green says he's got 3 inches, while Harrisburg, Rachel's just under 2 inches, and Richard and Higbee at 2 inches. And Kelsey Kraling in Mexico. She says she's got about 2.5 inches. So it's coming down at a pretty good pace right now. We've got some pockets of moderate snow out there. It's lightened up a little bit in Columbia. And in Jefferson City, it's just getting going. We had a report from Jeremy in Jeff City of some sleet and freezing rain, but that's changing over to snow. The Lake of the Ozarks, it continues to increase out there. And as you can see, it's quite white here in Columbia. And take a look at Sedalia, too. You can see just how white the ground is getting in Sedalia as the snow is increasing. It'll get to that here in just a second. But in Jeff City, you can see it's starting to see that snow starting to come down. There's Sedalia with 15 degrees. So on Storm Track Doppler radar, we have these pockets of bright white that are mixed in with the darker colors, the darker gray, and those are the pockets of moderate snow. All of this will gradually work its way south tonight. The only thing I'm watching is this little dry pocket right here. Some of the forecast models bring that right over Interstate 70 and shut the snow off for a short time overnight, which could dent our snow totals a little bit, but overall, it looks like we're going to end up with several inches of snow. Winter storm warnings continue south of Interstate 70 through tomorrow, although the snow will be ending in the morning, and a winter weather advisory to the north. And in those areas, these are some of the totals we expect, and you can see those 4 to 5 inches near and just north of Interstate 70, and up to 7, 8 inches of snow, some pockets of 8 possible near Interstate 44. So overall, a pretty decent system, and it is going to end tomorrow, but as you head out the door, you'll still have some coming down if you live south for the commute. Here's tonight at 10 o'clock, and as I put this future track into motion, you can see how snow picks up to the south, starts ending by 3 in the morning near Highway 24, and then gradually ends down to Interstate 70 between 7 and 8 in the morning. Snow will end, still lightly coming down to the south of Interstate 70 early tomorrow, and then we see the skies breaking up late in the day tomorrow, and we are much drier, but still cold. Here are the lows tonight in the teens. Highs tomorrow, it's going to be an awfully cold day, well below average. We only reach into the 20s for your Monday, and you'll need a lot of extra time in the morning with the snow-covered roads. The commute's going to be a slow one. You can check road conditions on our website at abc17news.com, and of course, school closings. I don't know how many are in session tomorrow, actually, but just closings in general. How's that? And of course, we're giving live weather updates on our website as well. We'll continue to do that with our team of meteorologists overnight. There's a 7-day forecast. Well, Wednesday's another very cold day. We only make it into the teens Wednesday with a 2 below 0 Wednesday night.
Another cold week. Luckily, with that holiday tomorrow, a lot of people may not have to do that morning commute, so that'll be nice with those roads.
That is a bonus, isn't it?
Thanks a lot, Sherry.
All right.
Kentucky police are investigating a triple homicide in a small town.
And the suspect may be connected to another shooting in a different state. Those details still to come. Kentucky police are investigating a triple murder in the town of Corbin.
The victims are a college professor and her husband, also a young girl. Authorities found the victims apparently dead from gunshot wounds. Police believe the killer may be the same person who was involved in a shootout with police in Baltimore earlier today. The suspect, who was shot and killed by police, was driving a car registered to the home where the victims were discovered.
A protest against police shootings turned ugly this weekend. 2 people defaced a memorial to fallen officers in front of a Denver police station. The protesters splashed red paint and stuck stickers on the memorial. About 150 others carried signs and blocked traffic. Police officers and firefighters cleaned up the memorial, but the protesters are not apologizing.
They're going to show the pictures of that red paint all over that memorial, and they're going to say that we were horrible people, but we didn't kill anyone today. We didn't take anyone away from their families today.
Prosecutors have charged the 2 people responsible with criminal mischief.
The U.S. Coast Guard made a dramatic rescue in Newport, Oregon this weekend. A Coast Guard helicopter crew, you can see here, is called to a cliff near a lighthouse to save 2 surfers in need of help. The surfers were taken, airlifted to safety at a nearby beach where they were treated by medical personnel, and no one was injured.
Columbia Public Works and MoDOT trucks are out clearing the roads right now here in Columbia. I'll give you an update coming up after this break.
Well, we are continuing to monitor road conditions tonight as the snow continues to fall. The roads are getting slicker. We had Lucas Geiser. We're going to check in with him. We're trying to get his signal back so that we can make contact with him and give you a report on the roads. But remember this, too. We're also going to be following this all through the night. We'll continue our ABC 17 Storm Track Winter Storm 2015 coverage starting tomorrow morning at 5 on ABC 17 News this morning.
And we'll have another look at that forecast for tomorrow morning as well for the rest of the week coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Well, we have a winter storm warning for other counties in our viewing area now. It includes actually most of mid-Missouri. They didn't include Pettis County in that, but you can see it has been expanded to include most of the area because of many areas coming in with 5 to 7 inches of snow, up to 8 inches. If you head toward Interstate 44, we'll see some pockets of 8. So a pretty decent snow will be coming down in the overnight hours. That winter storm warning, that ends at 9 o'clock in the morning in our northwestern counties and 6 in the evening for our eastern and southeast counties, but I do believe the snow will be ending in the morning, so we'll see improving conditions through the day tomorrow. There's a look at ABC 17 Storm Track live Doppler radar. Still some decent snow coming down. In fact, it's very steady right now across most of the area, with the exception of those of you that live closer to Interstate 44, but it is closing in on you right now. And storm trackers are still reporting in with reports of light snow coming down. Some pockets of moderate snow near Sedalia. That stripe extends up just south of Columbia and into northern Montgomery County. Now, this will continue overnight and taper off by late night and into the early morning. We're looking at most areas from 5 inches near Highway 24 southward to 6 as you head just to the southeast of Highway 54, and possibly 7 to 8 closer to Interstate 44. So first decent snow of the season. I know many of you have been waiting for this, and fortunately it's falling, as you mentioned, on a holiday tomorrow. So hopefully the roads will be a little calmer in the morning hours. But do plan on slow travel tomorrow. It's going to be cold. Roads will be snow covered and snow ending in the morning hours. Temperatures only make it into the 20s. A very cold day tomorrow, well below average. And as we head through the rest of the week, yeah, it's still cold. Yeah, those temperatures come down even more for Wednesday. We have another cold front coming through Tuesday, and that'll drop our temperatures down into the teens for Wednesday. But it does look drier for the rest of the week.
A reminder that it is still winter in mid-Missouri.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Sharon, thank you.
Definitely want to take advantage of that holiday tomorrow if you don't have to get out.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Sharon.
Sure.
That does it for us, everybody. It's time for Sports Zone with Austin Kim.